Ahead of tonight's vice presidential debate, it's the hurricane recovery effort that's front and center. Vice President Harris at FEMA headquarters after canceling campaign events out west, promising to help the storm's victims no matter how long it takes.
I plan to be on the ground as soon as possible, but as soon as possible without disrupting any emergency response operations.
Former President Trump arriving in Georgia with the Christian humanitarian relief organization Samaritan's Purse, trying to make a political issue out of the federal government's response.
They're not being responsive. The federal government is not being responsive.
The former president falsely claiming President Biden had refused to get on the phone with elected officials like Georgia's Republican Governor Brian Kemp. Both the White House and Kemp say the two leaders spoke the night before.
He just said, hey, what do you need? He offered that if there's other things we need, just to call him directly, which I appreciate that.
A furious President Biden says Trump is making things up.
He's lying, and the governor told him he was lying. I don't care about what he says about me. I care what he communicates to the people that are in need.
It comes as Trump and Harris's running mates, J.D. Vance and Tim Walz, are gearing up for their first and only debate in perhaps the biggest make-or-break moment of their political careers. Walz wrapping up debate prep in Michigan, first-term Senator Vance arriving in New York Monday. And though Trump has refused Vice President Harris's invitation for another presidential debate, saying overnight he could be open to more.
I would love to have 2 or 3 more debates. I like it. I enjoy it. But they're so rigged and so stacked.
Well, the debate stage for the VPs is tonight. What are we expecting?
Well, notably, this is the first time, Hoda and Savannah, that the two have ever met in person. So that in itself is a thing. There is the potential for fireworks. These guys have been debating from afar, mostly sniping from afar for the course of the last several months, playing the role of that traditional sort of attack dog, as the running mates often do in these situations. There is one key demographic that I think we should be watching how they both try to target tonight. Specifically, that is men. You have Walz here, who is a hunter, a former high school football coach, the sort of plain-spoken Midwestern dad. You have Vance, who would be the youngest vice president in decades. Notably, he's been sort of trying to target those younger voters in particular, so it'll be interesting to watch the way they do that tonight. Because Donald Trump has not agreed to another debate with Kamala Harris at this point, this, Savannah, could be the last word from any of them on a major stage. We'll be watching closely this evening.
Peter, we will be. And speaking of that, we will have full coverage of tonight's vice presidential debate. We get started 8 o'clock Eastern right here on NBC and on NBC News Now.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.